All right, we're live. Christina, how are you doing today?
Hello, happy Tuesday.
Happy
Part
Tuesday to you.
five. Part
Yes,
five.
we are. And just grateful for your your timing and
Oh,
you
of
just always
course.
being on top of things even though you're a very busy person. I know that for a fact. And we are Christina on part 5 already.
This is
5
crazy.
times already. That's amazing.
Consistency.
Yes, yes.
Love it.
So today, for thank you for everyone for jumping on live with us. My name is Ben Pie Champagne. I'm a realtor in SoCal, California. I reside in La Puente near West Covina area, and I've been a realtor for 5 years. My camera is not acting very nice today. You can kind of see
Your
I'm
head
like
is like
disappearing.
almost disappearing.
Yeah, I'm disappearing in my background, so you guys know I don't have a green screen. Let's be real. So, but I've been a realtor for 5 years, and I've done all types. I specialize in new construction, but I love first-time home buyers, first-time sellers, land, and a bunch of things. So, give it to you, Christina. Introduce yourself. I'm going to close my door right here.
Of
So,
course,
go
yes. Hello,
for it.
everybody. My name is Kristina Park. I'm an estate planning attorney that does wills and trust. I help you understand what happens to your things and your kids after you pass or if you're incapacitated. So I'm based out of Pleasant Hill, California, a small town in East Bay near San Francisco Bay Area. And I also serve a group of clients down in Southern California near Orange County as well. So I've been practicing since 2014. Oh my gosh, it has been 11 years since I became an attorney, which is
Wow,
mind
congrats.
blowing. But my kid is
Awesome.
8, so I guess that makes sense.
That's fantastic. Wow,
We're
11
all
years.
getting old together here, Ben. We're all
I
getting old
know.
together.
I know.
Any of
I
you guys
love
getting younger, please give me a call so I can, buy whatever it is that you buy.
it. So let's start it. I want to start something a little different, Christina. I
Sure,
was thinking
I love different.
I saw this with another a podcast,
Hmm.
and I like how they started with what's happening in your household. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, that way people can like get to know us more
Oh yeah,
personable,
absolutely. I love that. So
So
we'll start with you. What's happening in your household, Ben?
okay, yeah, no, definitely. So it is springtime. Almost spring break is over. So my wife and I have traveled a lot during spring break.
Mm,
My family we have family in Vegas, and we also have family in San Diego. And so we don't have kids, but we have nieces and nephews, and
mm.
we got to hang out with a bunch of them, and so got to do that. We also had some birthday parties. My father-in-law had a birthday. My brother-in-law had a birthday,
Lots of
and
birthdays.
it was a packed like going back and forth to San Diego and Vegas in November. So
Mm,
and then all that with juggling business and things like that. So
I see.
yeah,
I see.
yeah, and finally
That's
got my
that's
client,
wonderful.
longtime client that was in escrow for a little over 25 days,
Oh
closing
wow.
this week, I hope. So
Oh,
in
yay!
Arcadia.
Congrats to him or her.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. That's good,
Thank
good, good.
you. And you and what's
What's going on
happening
in
with
my household
yeah.
today? What's going on is that my kids are at school, but okay, skip the boring stuff, although I love my kids. Um, this past
Yeah.
weekend, over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll piggyback off of you. You were in Vegas. I was in Vegas. I was in
Okay.
Vegas with six friends of mine that are all
Nice. Yes.
ladies. Like some of them are moms, and so three of the ladies who were on that trip turned 40 years old. So like we have our
Oh,
birthdays in
nice.
April, May, and then June. 1985, people who were born in the year of the ox. We're all
Okay.
turning 40 this year. And so for the birthdays of those three ladies, all the other girls bought the ticket, booked an Airbnb, and we went, and it was wonderful. We got to experience have you ever heard of like stadium pools? So it's
No.
a pool, but they have like maybe like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
9
yeah.
or 12 of them, like,
Oh,
stacked up, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
you have a bar at the front, and then there's
yeah.
a huge, like, stadium screen in
Yes,
front of
yes.
the pool. It's called the Circa Hotel.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
someone
yeah.
booked it for us, so we went. It was kind
Nice.
of like eye opening. I was like, oh my gosh, people, Ben, like people's imagination is just incredible. I'm like, who thought of this and who actually invested money into creating this? But it's spectacular. So we enjoy that. We also did a little bit of gambling, not too much.
Did
And
you
then,
win?
did I win?
Did you?
I lost $10.
Oh, it's
So,
okay.
and then I was like, that's it. I'm cutting my losses right here. Bye bye. And then we also went to a magic show by
Oh
Matt
yeah.
Franco. I didn't
Oh
know, but Matt Franco apparently, my trainer told me that he won the America's Got Talent a few seasons, maybe
wow,
like
that's cool.
2017 or something like that. So anyway, it was
No,
really good. Like his card tricks, Matt Franco's card tricks
wait,
were
what hotel was
amazing.
that performed at?
I think it must have been. Oh, I'm blanking out. Planet Hollywood or something like that. Like somewhere there. But it
Okay.
was really, really amazing.
If
Yeah.
you ever go and do you like magic shows?
No, I
Are
mean,
you
I like all shows.
okay?
Love all entertainment, like show
Okay.
business.
Okay. Yeah, like there's a great show that my sister-in-law works at,
Okay.
and it's called the Wow,
Oh, wow.
WOW. No, it's called Wow, like
Oh,
wow.
wow.
And
WOW.
yeah,
What do
and it
they do? Is a magic show?
it's a magic slash story kind of show,
Oh, I love
but
that.
it's pretty cool. Like their whole storyline and stuff like that. It's
Okay.
really very entertaining as
Okay.
well.
Anybody
So
so right now we're just talking about what's going on in our household, and we're
yes,
just talking
yes.
about like I went to Vegas for, like my 40th birthday with like a bunch of people and along with like other two people who are turning 40. If you have your Vegas recommendation, drop it in the chat so we can give you a
Oh
shout out.
yeah,
Yes.
please. Yeah. And I just turned 42, Christina, in
You turned 40?
yes.
Oh,
40.
yay! Another one
Yeah,
in the house.
no, in November. So we're like the same. I didn't know we're the
That's
same
wonderful.
age.
Yeah, we're like same age. That's amazing.
Great. Wow, that's great. Awesome.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
I'm glad you had fun in Vegas. So did
Oh, thank
I.
you.
Like, Vegas is always like such a it's fun, like, even at our age, at these
Yeah,
days, even though you don't gamble a lot, but I'm gonna tell you a quick story before we start. I know
yeah.
everyone's tuning in. Just hold on. We'll get into the live Q&A, but I just want to share this one really crazy happened. So I took our like so-called aunts to watch that show. Wow.
Okay.
And literally we were waiting for them and one of my aunts were gambling
Mhm.
not even like two chairs away. I don't know if this has ever happened or anybody in the chat or anybody live watching where
Mhm.
you're playing and then like someone like only like two chairs down or one little area away and they
The
won
jackpot?
12,000. Yeah.
$12,000?
12,900 something jackpot.
Wait, on like a what was it? Like
Slot.
a
The electric slot,
oh my gosh.
and it was her birthday, so she was like
Oh,
screaming on
wow.
top of her
That's
lungs, like, I
amazing.
know. It was
Yeah, it's so
yeah.
fun.
So,
So fun,
never
but
know
gamble
these days.
responsibly.
Okay. I love how
Disclaimer.
you put that in there, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, let's get into it, Christina.
Okay,
You
let's do
ready?
it.
All
I
right.
love that preface of the question. So thank you for introducing us to that.
I love it too.
That's fun.
Awesome.
Yep.
So let's get into it. We're getting into 3 questions today.
Okay.
Um, and the first one is so for you guys just tuning in, sorry, I always like to ask, please drop some likes, some love if you're getting value from today's content. Number two, if you are not following me or Christina on any social media platform here, it's scrolling below. Follow us on IG, Facebook. I'm even on TikTok, LinkedIn. Ben Your Agent, and also Park Legacy Law Firm. And if you stay to the end, we definitely have a gift for you. So please stay to the end. And so the first question, Christina, is relating to you're a trust attorney. How do I choose my beneficiary?
Okay, so very good question. When we're talking about beneficiaries, you're thinking when I pass away, who do I want to give my assets to?
Yes.
Fairly straightforward question for people who have children. So if you have kids, 99% of the time people will say, "Oh, I want to give my kids the money that I leave from this life."
Typically, yeah.
And typically, and then if you
Yes.
have one kid, 100% goes to the first that one kid. If you have two kids, typically it's 50-50. If you have three kids, it's like one third, one third, one third. So, um, that's normally what happens. There are times when let's talk about a person who doesn't have kids. So for example, Ben and your wife, right? Like, so you
Okay.
guys don't have any children. So
Yeah.
you are thinking, who should I give my money to? The couple should work it out, but oftentimes they will pick like a group of friends, or they will pick their sibling, or they'll pick their parent, or they will say, you know what, your parents do well, my parents will probably need the money, so we'll just leave it to my parents. And they can do like, okay, my parents will get like 80% and your parents will get um like 20%. So people can do that, right? You can like definitely pick and choose what percentages each party will get. You can do that as well. Another really good place that people, even without kids or with kids, who are charitably minded, will say, oh, my kids have enough money, like they already have like soaring careers, they don't need this money. I would
Hmm.
much rather leave it to a charitable organization that I believe and trust to be handling this money correctly. So oftentimes they will, name a charitable organization for
Oh,
their
that's
money
cool.
to go to. That can also be a beneficiary as well.
So can it be a church, like you
It could
said?
be a church, yes, and it could be organization that does like charity work, or volunteer
Oh,
organization, or like
that's
some kind of
cool.
disaster relief fund. It could be
Oh,
anything.
that's great. I mean, so that ties to the next question right
Yeah.
away. Then, like, can I leave different amounts to the different heirs, which you kind of said.
And yes,
So
and the answer
different
is
percentage.
absolutely
It
yes.
it doesn't matter what percentage you can
Yes.
pick you want.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that answers two
You could even do
questions.
like 1% to this person and then 99% to this person. And
Okay.
of course, as you're talking to your attorney, the attorney should be able to kind of like investigate, like, why is it that you want to leave 1%? Some people will say, because I just realized that this person, like this child has not been tending to like our relationship, so I want to like show them and say, hey, you get 1%, the other sibling gets 99%. Versus some people will say, oh, because I don't want this kid to inherit so much for them to be getting their disability benefits stripped away from the government. So I'm going to leave the other kid in charge of all the money and all that stuff. So then that's when I chime in and say, hey, did you know that you could actually leave 50% to that special needs child, but
Hmm.
the money does not have to directly go to them. It could be some kind of fund that this child can receive from without stripping them of the government benefits. So it's really important to meet an attorney who just doesn't write down, okay, 90% here, 1% here, versus, why do you want to do that? What are you trying to achieve by doing that? And if there's a better way, how about employing this method? So, yes, you can definitely leave different amounts to different heirs, but first check with your attorney and have them inquire if there are other ways to achieve the result that you're trying to achieve with different percentages. So
Now,
that's
now,
a little bit of in depth.
so these instructions, right? Are
Mhm.
they going to be written out on the will, or the will that the paper, the will, right? And then the
It will
will.
be written out on in the trust.
Oh, in the trust. Okay, so
Correct.
this is different, where people think, oh, this, because we're talking about beneficiary here, and a lot of people think, oh, we can just do this on a will,
Mm.
and they're protected. We want to tune back to our video, I think it was 2 weeks
Yep.
ago, where you said that's different because like that's not really as protected as if it was in a trust.
Yeah, having a will alone and writing down what percentages people are getting is going to be a public document, so anybody can look it up. And knowing that this person, your child received a certain amount of inheritance, um, uh, not so great people can approach your child and hey, scam them out of the money and stuff like that. So that's a will only one. And if you only leave the will, you are subject to probate fees, which is going to be anywhere between 1 to 4% of what
Right.
you own. So you want to make sure that you have the will and the trust. In that case, you will say in the will, I leave everything to a trust. So in that sense, the trust will be the beneficiary of the will. But then within the trust, when they go in to open it up and administer it, the trust will have all the rules. This person's getting this much, this person's getting this much, this is how it's to be used, and this is how it's to be protected. So this has a little bit more of the detailed protection. This one is just literally out there, public, and can't
Yeah.
avoid probate fees. Yeah.
Yeah, and causing a lot of, like we talked about, like a lot of anxiety and headaches and
And
stuff like
drama
that.
among the family.
Now let
Absolutely.
me ask, dealing with different heirs, people obviously not all families get along, right? Like us.
Hmm.
But how about, can you leave instructions like, okay, like in the case maybe they know the mom or dad knows how this is, like how their kids are going to be
Hmm. Hmm.
arguing, can they have that and leave in there as well? Can they do
Yeah,
that?
so basically, it's called a no contest provision. So if
Okay.
you have a trust that is correctly executed and designed, it should include a no contest provision. No
Hmm.
contest provision basically says that, hey, if any of you guys are questioning what we wrote down here, if any of you guys are going to bring this to court and say, hey, I should have gotten more, then you're immediately disinherited. So
Hmm.
you put in
Okay.
there to say, hey, if you don't have any problem with this, then you will get what you get, exactly what we wrote down. But if you're going to make trouble and give your siblings a hard time, then here you go. Like, you're not getting anything. So,
Oh.
if they hire an attorney who understands how these trusts are constructed, they will be deterred from basically, um, you know, fighting what they were given. So.
Now, have in any incidents where the instructions were there, you created the trust for them, you are their family trust attorney. Have you ever had situations where in the instructions, the person allows you like power of attorney in a sense to be like, like, I know it's probably rare, but I'm just curious, like to step in case like there's any confusion or misunderstanding or anything like that.
Normally, like the attorney that drafts the documents, it's a good practice not to be named the power of attorney,
I would think
because
so.
then,
Okay.
yeah, because then it's like, hey, let me draft up these documents for you, but I'm going to name myself as the power of attorney, right?
Okay, I
So
see.
there's like self-dealing, right? So that's not a good practice. But
Okay.
if there ever is a conflict among siblings, the trust administration attorney should be able to kind of mediate and navigate, the discussion before things go to court. So, yeah,
Great.
that has happened before, where like I'm mediating, but not as a power of attorney.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Last question here we got is, what happens if a beneficiary dies before that person does, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Very, very important question. And the way that the trust is set up, it's not set up where it says, hey, when I die, give to 50% to my son, 50% to my daughter. But a good trust should also have contingency provisions, meaning if my son's not there, let it go to my grandchildren.
Okay.
If the grandchildren are not there, then let it flow up to go to my other child. So
Hmm.
that should all be written out very clearly in your trust. If not, then you have a trust that works at a certain degree, but not a fully built, very thorough trust. I've seen trusts where literally it says that if these people are not here, then, and then the attorney left question marks on an executed document. And
Hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh, like this is malpractice, but it was years ago, right? So
Okay.
it's very, very important that you trust your attorney to do the job, and you kind of verify that they're qualified to do all that stuff, right? Because I mean,
Okay.
clients are not going to read through the documents. It's the
Hmm.
attorney's job to make sure that every single, like I's are dotted and T's are crossed. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Perfect. Well, I want to give a special thank you for Christina to come out
Oh,
and
of
do this
course.
for
My
us.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. Every week, I mean, we've been 5
Almost,
times.
yeah, yeah.
That's really good. So we have a gift for everyone that stayed to the end. And with her knowledge and expertise, we thank you, Christina, for giving the audience, whoever's watching today, or our future audience, whoever watched this replay, to get a 15-minute clarity call with your
Yeah.
firm. So please check out the comment section for the link. She'll post that in there. We do have a repeat
Mhm.
watcher, Peace Mine. I think I remember that he or she that watched before and looked like she said excellent.
Welcome,
He or she
welcome.
says excellent idea. So thank you for
Yep,
watching. Appreciate it.
of course.
And yeah, we love to entertain comments and questions. And
Mhm.
please continue to watch and tune in with us. And it's in the chat already, like the calendar link. And what I also like to say too is we're gonna pick another 3 questions here.
Yes.
Um, all right, so let's look into it. I'm gonna go to the next topic, which it kind of goes with beneficiary. So guardianship and minor children.
Okay.
It's
Before you go, before you read those, Ben, I also want to suggest to the people there are a few people that are watching us live. If
yes,
you have any specific questions that you would like us to answer, either next week or sometime later on our video, please
yes,
comment it. Like your comment is
yes,
private to us. We can look at it. Other people can't. Right? Is that right?
yes,
So
correct.
please do send it, and then we will be able to address your specific questions as well.
Definitely. No, it's really important. And before we go into the next 3 questions, any events do you have coming up,
Any events?
Christina?
Yes, I feel like I'm always having events.
Yes,
Tonight,
definitely.
a little north of us, in a town called Brentwood, we're putting together
Yes,
a wine and wills event where a little bit of white wine and like summer vibe, and then we'll do like some estate planning education. So if you're available at 6:30 tonight, please swing by Brentwood. We're meeting at Good Morning Maxwell, an event space in Brentwood, California. So 6:30 tonight. It'd be wonderful to see you guys if you can come.
awesome. And my event's still going along. I'm still trying to get everything together, but
Wonderful.
I'm doing the doggy fashion show.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, by the end of this month, Sunday, May 25th.
Hmm.
So look out for that. I'll put more information on my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything like that. It should be a fun event, and it'll be in my area, La Puente, hopefully at a park somewhere. So
Awesome.
putting events is not easy, guys. So I mean,
A lot of
you've
work.
done a lot. So I mean, if you have any tips or you want to partner with me, I am looking for like a dog clothing company, people, dog groomer, and a doggy treat company who wants to sponsor the event. Please reach out to me if you know any of those 3. So,
All
all
right.
right, let's get into the 3 questions, Christina,
Yeah.
for tuning in next week. We're
Mhm.
talking about guardianship and minor children. So, I'm gonna pick what first. What happens if I don't name a guardian? Number 2, how do I financially protect my minor children?
Mhm.
And 50 and 55. And can a guardian also manage my children's inheritance?
Very
So
good questions.
again, what happens if I don't name a guardian? How do I financially protect my minor children? And can a guardian also manage a children's inheritance? And I know from talking to Christine in the past, she does have this little card thing that she can talk about, right? It goes
Yep,
along the same
absolutely.
thing. So, and that'll be it for today's session.
I do see like there was one question that came in.
Oh,
Peace Mind, thank you. You said, what happens if I need to change or add information after the trust is created? It depends on what kind of information it is. If it is information in terms of you want to change the trustee, or you want to change the beneficiary, you want to change the percentages, then you will need to retain the same lawyer that drafted your documents to go back and change it into the document. If you have asset changes, for example, if you created a new 401k, then you would want to make sure that the beneficiaries on that are properly updated so that it's connected to the trust. And if you bought a new investment property or you moved, then you would want to make sure that your home has a proper deed that's executed so that it is funded into the trust. So that's a kind of like the short version of what you need to do. If you have any more questions and if you want to, discuss it at more detail, please do give us a call, 925-338-1225, and we'll be able to help you.
Perfect. Thank you, Kristina.
Of course.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ben, for a wonderful live stream, and we'll see you next time.
All right, guys. See you next time. Take care,
All
everyone.
right. Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait. There's one more. Oh, she said, she said, thank you for your advice.
All right. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.